Welcome to the NAV Viking tutorials. I'm Johannes Gudmundsson, founder of Anecta, a Microsoft Dynamics NAV Gold certified partner. We keep going on the account schedules, so it's kind of been becoming a trend for me to create a few videos about the same topic, especially if that topic has a lot of things around it, and account schedules definitely does. So today what we're going to do is continue with that account schedule I created in the last video. So I'll go here into account schedules. I'm actually logged in as the account manager, so in the analysis tab on the ribbon there's account schedules, and I get a list of account schedules, and I'm going to go into the new one that I created. It's called Profit for Retail. I'm just going to edit that one. And that one actually is looking at just the profit of our retail operation. And if I look at the overview, I kind of get the sales of retail, cost of retail, and then the gross profit. And I had created a column layout. Actually, let me just go into the column layout here, which was called period and year to date. And that one gives us the net change and year to date. So if I look at a month right here and I go into, let's say, 2017 November, I can see that November we had 143,000 and year to date is 1.3 million. Okay, so what I want to highlight right now is another column layout that I find very interesting. We don't really have anything similar in the standard column layouts that come with the system, but what I'd like to see is like 4 quarters, the current quarter or the quarter that I'm actually looking at, and then previous quarters back, and so just lined up, so kind of to see a trend of sales and cost and gross profit. And how do we do that? So I'm going to create a new column layout, and just hit new here. I'm going to call it 4Q S for 4 quarters. And in here, I'm just going to hit edit setup. And basically the highlight of this video is highlighting the formula here. We do a comparison date formula right here. We can actually use that to compare other date ranges. So the first one, I'm just going to leave it as the first quarter or current quarter, CQ, current quarter, and do nothing in the date formula, right? Then the second one, I'm going to call it -1 quarter, last quarter. So I actually put -1 because we're going to be counting backwards. So last quarter makes sense, but there is the last quarter before that. There's no really good word for that, so -1 is fine. My background being math anyways, like that. So we'll just put -1 quarter as well, and that's going to be net change. But in the comparison date formula, we're going to use a date formula, that works for NAV. So NAV, you can manipulate dates with text string, and you can read up about that. But in this case, that would be a -1Q. Probably -Q works, but I like to have 1 in front. That's just a little bit more clear. And then we keep on going. So -2Q, -2Q, and I was going to do 4. So -3Q, 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 right? So for like that. So these are 4 quarters looking backwards. Hit OK. That's fine. 4 quarters. Just hit OK. And now I've actually selected that. And now you can see I am looking at current quarter and then quarters behind. Now, I have to be careful here. My current date filter right now is a month, so it doesn't make sense that that is current quarter. So I have to set the view to be a quarter, and then things work out nicely. So if I'm looking at a particular quarter, in this case I'm looking at the last quarter in 2017, that is the current quarter right here. And then I can see the quarter before that, and quarter before that, etc., all the way back. So I'm looking at the entire year right here, and by quarter. And I can see how my profit was really good in the second quarter of that year. And it's been kind of not as good for the other 3 quarters. And we can see that that is probably because the cost was way lower. So you can read a lot into this, but essentially this highlights a very powerful feature of comparing dates onto the line here. You can actually set them up any way you want and have very complicated date formulas going on. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. As always, we welcome any questions or suggestions, so leave comments, or of course, if you can subscribe, that would be awesome. We are trying to build our fan base over here at Enacta. And if you want to look for further information, please go to enacta.com.